but I just wanted to talk about our beautiful eyeshadow palette. You can build your own colors, you can refill it. Of course, it's really simple, just popping them in and out here, and then you can just create something for on the go, something for at home. You could put, say, a color for your brows, up to you. I'm going to use some of these beautiful colors that really match my hair color, but I want to focus more on actually the technique rather than the colors that I'm using. So I'm going to use a darker shade. Now you can use any kind of dark shade. Matte shades are probably a little easier to work with in this technique, just because I'm wanting to give some structure. So this is a technique anybody can use, especially if you've got hooded eyes and you're wanting to create more of that sort of crease. Now what you want to do is put a little dot between the edge of your brow and the edge of your eye, or the end of your eye, right on your brow bone. Okay, let's do that on both sides using this really big blending brush, which I've got the number 4. And now I'm going to, with what's left on the brush, blend that into the crease. Don't worry about how it looks, just blend it into the crease. Focusing on blending inwards. Notice I'm like the brush strokes are going in. Any color, you can do this with any color. You could do it with a brow dust, you could do it with a cream color out of your stack, you could do it out of a pressed color of your stack. It doesn't have to be an eyeshadow. You could use a stack color, you could use a wind-up crayon to do this. Okay, it's just the technique. I just want to create an eyelid. See how my eyelid is more prominent now? Doesn't matter what the color is. It just gives me a prominent eyelid by popping color here. Perfect for any eye shape. In particular, those of you that have got the hooded eye, it gives that structure. Okay, so blend it really well. Remember, I've got the eye primer on, so it's looking really gorgeous. Don't blend down. You don't want your shadow to go past your brow. If it has, you want to come back, grab your kabuki brush or one of your cream brushes rather, and just sweep up to get rid of that color. We don't want to drag the face down. We want lift. So don't worry about it till the end, making it seamless, because you can correct it with a finger wiping it up, a concealer brush wiping it up, whatever. Just get rid of the color that's falling below this area. Okay, so we've got this on. It's not seamless. So now I'm coming to my super big brush. I always keep this number 4 clean or relatively clean, and I use it to blend my eyeshadow at the end. Okay, so if I just was leaving it like this, I would use this to blend this away. I'm going to show you how I do that. It's just literally tickling the color on the edge. See? Gone. People make the mistake of trying to blend and make their shadow seamless with the same brush that they used the color or to apply the color. No, you're just then smudging it and making it look all distorted, and it can just end up looking like a muddy mess. Now, if you're wanting to use something like a lighter color to make your brows stand out, so a lighter color could be something like our Invincible shade. It could be our Illuminizer, which I'm going to show you now, the one that I just used on my face. I'm going to use this under the brow arch, so the arch to the outer area. Again, it has a little bit of a shimmer. I haven't blended this one because putting this shimmery shade over the top of the edge of that one has just blended it for me. Okay, so focusing it on this outer area gives that eyebrow and that eye lift. It looks slightly higher than this side because it's got this nice illuminescence. This illuminizer you can also pop, again, you could use the Invincible color, which is more of a white, in the corner of the eye here. It gives the eye a bigger appearance. It makes it look healthier. So just to even up the other eye, I'm going to put this. You could do this again with the loose, the cream, it doesn't matter. Get your illuminizer into this corner and this edge here, and it just blends away all of that line for the shadow. So head to the shadow page, select the colors that you want, create your own palette in the biodegradable palette. It's got a mirror in there as well. I just love this for versatility in putting a brow shade. You could even just put a lip shade in there. So again, you can use these as lip colors. So any of the powders, you just wipe on the lips and actually put a gloss over it. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to use this same color. No lip liner. I'm just popping this on. It's a powder. You could use a brush. I'm focusing the color more on the outer part of the lips where the illuminizer isn't a color, or where the illuminizer is rather. So I've just put that there. I'm going to grab myself a little gloss. Okay, back with the gloss. The actual lip glaze is perfect for this. I just forgot to put it with my setup. So look at that, like so versatile. All of the colors are just so versatile. It doesn't matter what you use, cream, loose, whatever, you can safely put it wherever you want on the face. And there you have all of my little tips and techniques, getting the skin looking really beautiful, coordinating your lips with your eyes. One of my tips is, if it looks good on your lips, it'll look good on your cheeks. It looks good on your cheeks, it'll look good on your lips. If there's a color that you use on your cheeks and it just looks beautiful on you, use it as an eyeshadow, use it as a lip color. You don't have to make all these extra decisions, because it's just a simple, yep, blush color, wipe it on your lips and your eyes, and you're done. I'm not going to put the mascara on in this tutorial. Rather, I'm just going to talk you through the mascara, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like in a moment. It's one of these things that I hate doing on camera because I'm scared I'm going to poke myself in the eye. But if you haven't used our mascara before, or maybe you have, here's some little tips, okay? If you've got short, stumpy little lashes, go for the dark brown. Black will make things look smaller, and in fact will probably make them look sparser, and it just doesn't look great. So the dark brown is beautiful, especially if you've got lighter hair, grayer hair, go for the dark brown. Now, with our mascaras, you get to choose a wand. If you're not sure, grab all of them, but I would have to say hands down, my favorite one is the small spoolie. For us gals or guys that have got the shorter, stumpier lashes, this little dude picks up every single teeny tiny lash that is trying to live on your eyes. So you just tickle the lashes. The technique that I would suggest with mascara is, it's kind of like a blink down and then wiggle, or you're sort of blinking as you're doing it, okay? That gives mascara in your baseline of the lashes, making the lashes look fuller. So not sort of wiggling out and up. It's like a blink and a wiggle and up. You're sort of like pushing into that lash line, okay? So that's the application. And then at the very end, when you're finished, use it like a little pencil, and the mascara on the end you use to tickle the outer lashes to give more length to them, to give this really beautiful elongated lashes on the outer, giving a bigger eye appearance as well. So use it as a little pencil, tickle them along. Loading up with too much mascara can make the lashes heavier and eventually sort of drop during the day. So a couple of coats is plenty. To get extra length, use your wand like a pencil and just tip on the ends. Okay, definitely lash primer first. Curling the lashes, super important. It makes a massive difference to curling the lashes, giving them that extra length, opening up the eyes. It also makes your mascara easier to put on. Then you pop your lash primer on. It will make your lashes a little white, but it coats them in, making them thicker and longer, so that your mascara goes over the top of that, giving thicker and longer lashes again. Now, with the particular mascaras that we have, because you can build them yourself and just purchase the base, which is great, you reuse these wands. They're made out of silicone, so very hygienic, just hot soapy water. Make sure they're extremely dry before you pop them into your new cylinder. But what I would suggest is, when you're trying or using our mascara for the first time, make sure you put your favorite wand into it first and let it sit like that for a couple of days. So make sure you don't sort of need to use it straight away. And the reason for that is it just gives the mascara some time to soak onto the brush. If you just put it in once and then put it on, you might find it hasn't got enough mascara on there. So you might want to really wiggle it around. So store it for a couple of days. Make sure that it's able to get onto that brush. Warm it up in some, I don't know, a warm glass of water or something, just to get the mascara onto that brush a little quicker, because obviously they've come out like this to you with nothing on them. If you purchase a mascara normally with other brands that don't care about the waste, I suppose it comes to you like this, so it's had time to soak onto the brush. So that's the only little thing to be mindful of. But I am now going to step away from the camera, pop on my mascara, and then give you the finished look.